The split-second decisions of LAPD officers that led to the shooting deaths of an assault suspect and a 14-year-old girl in a dressing room at a Burlington store in North Hollywood were decades in the making. Their deaths are the bloody price of prioritizing policing over legislation to fight a gun violence epidemic unparalleled in the developed world. On December 23, LAPD officers responded to reports of a man attacking customers in the store. Some calls to 911 incorrectly reported the suspect had a gun. One of the responding officers opened fire with a rifle, killing the suspect, Elena Lopez, 24. One shot pierced the wall of a dressing room and killed Valentina Orellana-Peralta. The teen had been shopping with her mother. The weaponry and tactics deployed in the Burlington store by the LAPD are the consequence of a government unable and unwilling to regulate an enormous supply of firearms. A 2018 study estimated there are more than 393 million firearms in civilian hands in the U.S., and many millions more are purchased. More than 14,000 people were killed by someone using a firearm in 2020. In lieu of firearm regulation, police have become the default stopgap to address our deadly gun violence problem. This approach can be traced to February 28, 1997, and a bank robbery in North Hollywood 3 blocks from where Orellana-Peralta would die in her mother's arms. That day, 2 bank robbers armed with automatic and semi-automatic rifles outgunned the LAPD in a 44-minute firefight. Equipped with only pistols and shotguns, the hopelessly outmatched officers commandeered high-powered weapons and ammo from a nearby gun shop. More than 2,000 rounds of ammunition were fired. One robber was killed, the other took his own life, and multiple officers and civilians were injured. The North Hollywood bank robbery was immediately used as justification for arming patrol officers with high-powered rifles. Compared with police-issued pistols or shotguns, so-called patrol rifles fire high-velocity rounds that are more lethal and able to penetrate armor at long range. Instead of forcing a national reckoning over lax gun laws and easy access to weapons like those used by the North Hollywood robbers, rifles once reserved for high-risk special weapons and tactics units have been approved for use in 80% of police departments. The massacre at Columbine High School in 1999 solidified a preference for police over needed firearm regulation. The Columbine shooters acquired their weapons through a friend who purchased firearms at a gun show without undergoing a background check. Attempts to close this gun show loophole repeatedly failed at the federal level, including after 21st graders were massacred at Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012. Since Sandy Hook, more than 2,600 mass shootings have resulted in at least 2,900 people being killed and 11,000 wounded, according to 2020 analysis.